Last week on the Untouchable Super Panel.
There you go.
Oh, I ain't get to say about Udi. Then I gotta die by that. You saw my shit.
Oh, this shit. Man.
I gotta die if I tell what happened. Give my phone. That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die by it, so y'all won't know that right now. Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
And game over. Let me start with Miss Macau. Macau, remember the bear and the bear situation that women were asking the man on the bear, which one would you rather be on the forest?
There's people laughing already. Yeah, I do.
Are women really afraid of men? Like everyone, my mom sometimes is dead. Sister, friends, like women that like to push men buttons when they are upset at them. The man will be in the kitchen, she will pretend that she's cleaning the dishes, blah, 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 and the man goes to the living room and she pretends she's folding clothes, blah, 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 blah. And when women were talking about the bear, oh, I'd rather be with the bear. Do women really fear men if they are willing to push men buttons when they're upset at them? What is your opinion? We go from there, and then we go to the other ladies and to the fellas. What do you think, Daniel?
I think the basic opinion, the general opinion of all women on that subject is not on the daily basis with the man's situation. It's not that. It's because it's being more and more dangerous to deal with men in the streets, to deal with men inside the house, like harassment type of things like that. I think that's where the opinion is coming out. It's not on you having or being afraid of your men flipping out from 1 second to another, but in general, dealing with the men, we women deal with a lot of unfortunate situations, sexual harassment in others. So I think that when that example comes out and women speak is on that subject.
So he's not okay. Stranger man, I guess. Let me go to Alexia. Alexia, do women fear men, or they just say they do, but in reality they don't?
I don't really think women fear men. I really don't. I mean, I feel like women should know more often that, of course, we cannot beat men. I think sometimes women will test a man in regard to ego and pride, but ultimately, when it all boils down to it, you cannot beat a man. I don't care how mad you are. I don't care what he did. I don't care how much he cheated. Like, you cannot beat him. And so, I don't really think so. I think men today are weak, and it's not really hard to fear them. I mean, like, that's what I think.
Damn, men are weak. That's crazy.
I do. Yeah.
Damn. Miss A, do women really fear men, or did you say they do?
No, I don't think that women fear men. I just think that today, like, women feel like they can go toe to toe with a man,
Damn.
and you can't. They like to antagonize sometimes, you know. So
Yeah, that was the right word, antagonize.
mm-hmm.
That was the word, Betty.
So let me go to the fellas, right? And I'll say just this caveat, right? Do you know when we say, oh, a man will cheat on a woman, and the woman says, I will cheat back before I leave? There's no way you are afraid of a man and you're cheating on a man. There's no way. If you are afraid of me, the last thing you'll do is shit on me because I will put you on a motherfucking casket. Like, there's some little things that men kind of don't tolerate. Paternity fraud, you fucking up with their kids, and like I think cheating is kind of like the overall. If man here, oh, she cheated on him, especially if he's public and he's fucking up his reputation. Like, there's some things that you kind of be like, damn, that's kind of fucked up, right? So I wanted to ask the fellas, start with Ali, and then we go to Opulent and Watch. Do y'all think that men are women are afraid of men, especially their men, right? Because my mom kind of talk crazy, but you kind of like, oh well. When my dad gave her the look like the, oh okay, let me go let me go to the other division real quick, wrap it up some things. 'Cause I know I actually eat the nerve. Like, do y'all think women are scared of men, especially their partners? Ilkan Ali, and then we go to Six and Watch.
No, not at all. And I did the other day. I did a live on this when we were looking at the women who were doing paternity tests, and the women were disrespecting the fathers, the men who weren't even the fathers of their children. Like, they were so upset. They're calling them GAY. They was calling them PUSSY. There's women telling men to suck they whatever. Like, just like you said, there's women that's not only cheating their men, but a bunch of women that's leaving their men and not even scared of the repercussions. So I would say men are more in fear of women destroying their lives, and compromising them when they're actually committed to them and love them, and they take away themselves, they'll take away their family, they'll take away their assets. And somehow it's always reversed to when women don't get their way, they'll try to call men controlling and manipulative. But all the men are coming on here to profess that we can't get women to do nothing. And then women somehow turn around and say we manipulative and controlling, but we can't even get y'all to listen to us. So no, women aren't scared of men at all. And if they were so scared of men, they wouldn't take advantage of them.
Let me go to Six.
Uh, he kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I don't, want to regurgitate everything my brother Ali just said before. That's pretty much it. I don't want to live in a society where women are afraid of men, but I think any your mother or father, whoever raised you, should at least instill uh, a healthy weariness of disrespecting men, right? So I don't think that a woman should just inherently fear men, right? Like, would you inherently fear your own canine? No, not inherently, but like, yo, even if the dog did something wrong and I like popped him on the head, I pop him too hard. I got to be careful how I yell at he's still a canine, right? So I think using that same analogy as far as the relationship between men and women, I think women should be weary of disrespecting men, not inherently just scared of men. But like Ali said, it's men that are more in danger of losing their lives via livelihood than women in this climate. Because if they did genuinely fear men, we wouldn't see so much disrespect, so much infidelity on the part of the woman, and so much outwardly, verbally abuse and disgust. So no, I don't think women fear me. I don't think they should either. Again, I think they should be weary of any man that you're gonna disrespect. Because again, when a man disrespects a man, that's an easy fix. We could just have ourselves a little fisticuffs and be done with it. But what do you want a man to do when a woman disrespects him? Sit there and take it, recede, retreat? He wouldn't even let a man disrespect him. So women who do that are taking advantage of their disadvantage. Because it would be an outrage if there was an altercation between a man and a woman and he started fighting on her. If he physically harmed her, it'd be like, yo, he's a coward. He can easily overpower her. She was at a disadvantage. Did she not know she was at a disadvantage before he did all that? And again, in no way or form, why? I was about to say I don't condone men hitting women. But I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to frame it that way because that wouldn't be sincere. I don't condone a man abusing a woman. But if that woman puts her hands on you, physically harms you, you do have a right to get her off of you or do whatever you feel is necessary. And I know a lot of people not gonna like me or be mad when it's come out for me saying this, but I don't believe no one is above an ass whooping. From 2 to 92, blind, crippling, crazy, men, women, and animals. You come fucking with me and you put your hands on me, I have a right to defend myself. No one is above an ass whooping. And people who raise their kids to think I have nothing but daughters. And I raise my daughters to be first, just be respectful. Two, flee from altercation. You don't have to lean into it. Three, especially when dealing with men, because you're already at a disadvantage, baby. So don't even put yourself in that predicament. And I think that's what we need to teach our daughters, right? Because some men ain't just inherently they're not put together. They'll do anything to anybody. So they damn sure do it to you. You can't bank on the fact that every man is going to be refined and urbane and then remove himself from the argument. No, but a lot of these women are bellicose. They have the aggression of a man. Like if you knew you was at a disadvantage, why did you just hit that man? If you knew you was at a disadvantage, why are you provoking him? What did you want to happen? You wanted to belittle him, degrade him, violate him, inflict harm on him, and wanted him to do what? Like, what did you when you were doing all that, what did you think he was gonna do? What did you want him to do? So to me, that's asinine. Period. So I ain't gonna say I don't believe that a man should hit a. I don't believe a man should attack a woman. Again, nobody's above an ass whooping. Anybody has the right to defend themselves from anyone. From 2 to 92, blind, crippled, and crazy, man, women, and animal. If you fall in that category, you come fucking with me, you gonna find out.
Let me get watch real quick. Are women afraid of men?
So I mean, I think that it's split. It's kind of in the middle. I don't think they're necessarily afraid of not afraid of men, but I think they like take the modernity for granted. So if that makes sense. So it's like they kind of take for granted a lot. You know, the safeguards that are put in place for when, you know, they provoke men, you know, oftentimes, and they, you know, they take advantage of, you know, the modern times, because back in the day it was you know, it's probably the safest for women, especially in the West, than for any women in any time in history, almost probably. So it's like back in the day, things were probably a lot more rampant and, you know, violent towards women. And now, like, you know, through modernity and like new laws and stuff like that, they kind of take that for granted oftentimes, that, you know, because, you know, the average man, you can just go flash out, black out, and, you know, be very violent. But that's not rampantly happening because of the discipline that, you know, boys are taught at a young age to, you know, accept, you know, certain behavior and stuff like that from women, and like abuse and stuff like that from women. So I think it's in the middle, basically. But I would lean towards saying that, yeah, like on average, like women are definitely afraid of men. Yeah, but, you know, things are shifting for sure. Yeah.
So this is why I don't think women are afraid of it. Women, like, I think it was Alexia. Women think men are weak, especially the men that they love. Like this woman that passed away, she never thought the motherfucker was going to go lights out, right? And once again, if I'm not going to curse out the rock in front of his face just because I know motherfucker is going to punch my teeth in. I know what it is. I know what's going on. Like, I literally know. And it's not that I'm afraid of it, but if there's a lion, I will go to the other side of the street. I'm not going to just belittle the lion and says, oh, you're not going to get me. I'm not going to dangle meat in front of him. I'm not going to tease him. That's a motherfucking lion. I think woman, and this is like what society, the benefits of society, is artificial society that we created. Woman feels safer than anywhere in the history of mankind. Because our grandma knew what's going on. Our great grandma knew what's going on. As we go back and back, that gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Right? So you can say, Pineapple, I'm going to ask this.
But they're still taught fear though, like, you know, young women.
They fear strangers. No, watch. They have an irrational fear of strangers, and they have an irrational confidence around men that they know. Right? Like they will go outside and they will say, oh my God, there's 3 guys on that alley. Let me go ahead and miss it. They're going to be afraid of the guy that is on the gas station, pressuring for the number and all that. But then if their boyfriend says, you better watch your mouth, what you going to do? And this is like, and because Tanya was like, actually, almost like, Tanya, why did you nod your head when you shake your head? Like, why did you nod it?
Because of the thing that I told you before. I agree with a lot of things that were said just now, but I don't think that women are only afraid of men they do not know. I think that fear and respect are different things. I don't think that the women right now respect men.
Yes.
And that's the problem. But I think they have fear.
Yeah, they definitely have fear. Yeah.
No, they are tied together. Tanya, they are tied together.
They are tied together.
They are tied together. I respect my dad. When I was younger, I was afraid he was put his hands on me. When I was older, I was afraid to disappoint him. Right? That's why I disengage. I don't be antagonizing nobody on my family. My brother is bigger than me, taller than me, probably stronger than me. He probably doesn't kick my ass, but there's a level of I'm not going to push our buttons because I know there's going to be some physical altercation. Respect and fear usually are connected to each other, right? The things you fear, you a lot of times respect because you know if I don't respect this person, something like this shit is going to go left. My question will be this, right? Have you ever caught yourself pushing buttons of the man that you love because you wanted to get him upset or mad?
No.
So you never like instigated the situation where
get him upset and mad? No.
So you are on the back and forth. You know, men usually they kind of shut down or they be quiet, and you keep pushing the button to see. Hey, this button doesn't work. Let me go to the next one. This button doesn't work. Let me go to the next one. This button doesn't work.
Of course, that happened. I'm not gonna say that didn't happen, but it wasn't with the intention of getting him mad or angry.
Wait, what was the intention then?
The intention is if we're having an argument and I'm trying to get my point, and I'm also mad like him.
Yes.
Of course, we're gonna get in an altercation. I'm not meaning this, but like in an altercation. So if I'm trying to get my point across, there will be several times that I will be. You know what I mean?
Even further, if there ever was a time when he told you stop, and you said, you know what, nope.
Oh yeah, no, but that's a default that the woman has that I also don't agree. I'm like that, but I don't agree with that.
Tanya, but this is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
If there's somebody that I know can put the fear of God on me and they say, stop, this is what, hey, I'm walking on the shopping mall with my dad. I grab something and put on the cart. My dad look at me funny. I'm like, oh, please, let me put it out there because I know what's going to happen, right? Yeah. I will never forget this. My first girlfriend was 5'11". She was kind of docile. My second girlfriend was 4'11". I will tell her to stop, and she will keep going. This woman is a feet shorter than me, right? I could grab her and throw her to the window like nothing, like a toy. But once again, how can you fear somebody, right? And keep pushing their buttons and trying to antagonize and keep pushing the conversation going and going and going. How do you fear that? Like, how is that fear? How do you fear something that you are so comfortable into kind of trying to see if you get him on the level of aggression that you probably never saw him before? Like, why? Like, why would that be happening if you fear that person?
The only thing that I'm trying to say is that I'm sure that you had like situations that you actually fear something, but you go regardless because you just feel that you have to do it.
Nope,
I think that
nope,
I
nope,
think that
nope,
nowadays,
Mm-mm.
I think that
no. Best
nowadays,
Tanya,
and
sorry to
because
interrupt you. I'll give you the whole Tanya. I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. When I'm antagonizing somebody, I want you to fight me. If me and Six are playing basketball and he elbows me and I'm rah 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 rah, I'm not. I want you to fight me,
but
right?
you're not afraid at all.
No, no, no. But the thing is, when you want somebody to actually touch you, I know I'm not going to call the cops. It's not going to call the cops. We're going to give a fair one. If you put me on my ass, it is what it is, right? I believe that women are trying to bait you because you know what? Same thing that I know about women. When women are wrong, they want you to do something because now they're right back again. Now they can go call their mama saying that you are wrong. Now they can call their friends and say, "See, I did this, but it is this thing that is way worse." I think is bait. I think you know for a fact that I'm stronger than you. I think the public opinion, you can do everything wrong. As soon as I put my hands on you, you become the victim again. And some woman rather has some bruises on their arms, some bruises on their face for a week, than actually be wrong and saying, "Oh yeah, that was my fault. I was the
That's
one
right.
that did something fucked up," right? So and uninterrupted, and then everybody can pick up the microphone, and especially the ladies if they did this before. How do you respect me and you fear me if you are willing to push me over the edge, knowing that I have literally the physical strength to grab your neck and to never let it go? Like, how is that fear?
I think y'all talking about. I think this is like a toxic situation because I don't really think the average woman like is gonna sit and antagonize a man like how you're saying. And that's why I mentioned in the beginning before we even got on the topic of um just a woman antagonizing a man. Like in our minds, we know that I cannot beat you. Like an average woman should know that. Like you cannot beat a man. I don't care how small, big. I don't care how much anger you got in your heart, ego you got in your mind, or how much you got to get your point across of your anger. Whatever is making you pissed off, you still cannot beat him. So I don't like. I ain't never really. I don't know. I ain't never really just seen a woman, even with the video that you showed, Fatty. I
Yes.
mean, I don't really know the background of the video because I don't know what happened in the situation. But she was just like, "I'm gonna tell the truth," and he said no. So I think that he was just angry. But all from what I seen, because I don't know the background of the video, like I said, she just like, "I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell them what happened," and he's like, "You better not, or I'm gonna kill you."
No,
And she
well,
like, "Okay, y'all, he don't want me to know the truth," and he still killed her.
I saw a few more clips than you did.
Okay, what happened, Six?
A little bit more information. Uh, she did again. What he did is egregious and crazy, but she did antagonize him. I don't even watch stuff like that because it's bad for my
Yeah,
psyche. But when I saw the headline, I was like, let me just see. So me already went into it knowing that actually I didn't see the headline first, so I didn't know what the clip was really about. I just she was just arguing at him, and then my visceral reaction was like, why is they on live arguing? So I sat and watched a while, and she does kind of antagonize him, and she's laughing the whole time, but he's not. He didn't smile not once, and it kind of gave the sense of this is kind of what they do, right? And I'm like, that's weird because why would you be a man and tether yourself to a woman that can't control her mouth and that is disrespectful? Then I end up seeing a clip a day later or something with the new headline. I was like, wait, is this the same people? And I was like, oh shit, he actually offed her. And I remember going, that is why you can't gamble that every man is going to be able to control his temper, literally.
So
And rest in peace to that young lady. And I heard they might have had kids too, but that's
yeah,
why
they
you
had
can't
kids
gamble on
together.
that.
So Six, what happened was he was on the live saying that she cheated on him, right? And she was talking rah, 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 on the back, on the back, on the back. And then she went live. And when she went live, she mentioned a dude's name. And when she mentioned the name, He was like, and she was like, wait. So I can talk about X, Y, and Z. And it either seemed like she was implying that he was gay and he had like a relationship with that dude, or he killed him. Like he did, or cheated with it. Like that dude was his brother and he cheated with his woman. Like something that he wanted to keep on like under wraps, right? So that's why he, like literally got belligerent. The thing is, and let me ask Miss ADs, right? Should we tell our secrets to our woman knowing that when they get extremely upset and they want to hurt you, the first thing they're going to try to use is the worst thing that you ever told them? Like, are you guys open to that? To the fact that I'm going to come in and tell you my biggest secret, and if you get mad at me and you get out of control, there's a possibility that you might use that, and then I go blank. Let me start with Miss A, Alexia, and Macau.
I mean, ultimately, I honestly feel like people should be like breadcrumbs, because the minute that they break your trust, like with small pieces of information, I don't feel like you should. It's going to be uncomfortable to divulge more. I don't feel like that's somebody that you need to be with.
Mm. Yourself personally, would you feel comfortable like getting that information, or you rather not have it, so there's no word that he said that can never be unsaid?
What kind of information?
I give the example multiple times because it was something that Alban Preach said, right? So there was this show that they were reviewing. Alban Preach is big content creators from Canada. And one of them said that once upon a time he said to his girlfriend that his biggest regret were that his dad never told that he was proud of him, because he was kind of a fucked up youth, and then he went to the military, figured now he's making $5,000 per video, right? So he made it, right?
Yeah.
And what he was saying was, I told my girl that my dad, like my biggest like regret was that my dad was near to say I'm proud of you. And like I think about it, like every 6 months it comes to my head, right? And when his girl got mad at him, the first thing she said was, "This is why your dad never told that he's proud of you."
Yeah, no, under no circumstances that should never happen. I don't feel like anything that you tell your partner in confidence or being vulnerable should be used to throw it back in their face when you get upset. Like, you have to have some type of self-control. But I
Yes.
notice with women, sometimes they can't communicate their feelings and they can't rationalize their emotions either. So then they start to like hit below the belt or like try to get a reaction out of you, try to get you to the same level that they're on.
But there's the thing: do you feel comfortable in having that information? Because most women say yes. But
Yes, I mean, you should, and a man should be able to trust their partner, his partner, to have that information. That's the way it should be.
If you had to give advice to most women, when most women crave the red room, right? And the red room is the 50 Shades of Grey. Like the guy from 50 Shades of Grey say, we have a mansion, we have a mountain, we have a helicopter, we have a Audi. You can go anywhere in the world, but don't go to the red room. The red room is where I put my emotions away. And she went to the red room because she wanted to see where the red room is, right? If you were to tell most men, if you have to give him advice and say, are you going to allow to let your woman on the red room, the place where you have your deepest secrets and your traumas and all that? Would you tell most men and recommend them to give that to the woman that they love? Or would you say, don't do it because it might be the end of y'all if she gets mad at you and goes out of control? Like, what will be the advice for most women?
I'd say no, unless she has earned that.
So a wife, you should tell that to your wife, your girlfriend not.
I will say that. Because if she's your wife, then you had to have married her for some reason. I wouldn't think that anybody would marry somebody that they feel like they can't be vulnerable with. So she's had to prove herself to get to that point.
Absolutely. But watch, let me just say this, right? It's personal. I won't say this because it puts you on check. You only know your woman when you meet her at divorce court. Everything from the day that you met her until like you guys get divorced and all, you only know her when you meet her at divorce court.
But when it comes to a woman, you can damn near do everything that she wants and she still ain't happy. It's still not enough, right?
All praises, all praises.
Like the video, hit subscribe, and show love to Ali at $Ilkan.
Catch the full video only on YouTube.